Welcome everyone to Avanti Destinations, Inspirational Costa Rica, what's hot and happening in Costa Rica, live from San Jose. My name is Jeffrey Bersham, Director of Marketing here at Avanti Destinations. We have Michael Field and Lee Young. Michael's our product manager for Central America, as well as South America, and Lee is our lead travel consultant for Central and South America. What we group together as Latin America. And then we have Mario Sanchez down in San Jose, Costa Rica. He's going to be, our local partner down there. He's also got Gray Lynn with him. And we'll be getting his expertise in country as we go through this webinar today. So with that, we have a couple of wonderful pictures here for you to look at as you were logging in. Just a quick, we have the wonderful hanging bridge, and then Arenal, Tortuguero down there in the bottom left, and then Guanacaste on the bottom right. We're going to be covering a lot today, so I want to get started and get into that right now. Oops. We are your one-stop travel source. This is for those of you who aren't as familiar with Avanti as you might want to be, so we're an FIT tour operator specializing in independent travel, air, car, transfers, accommodations, tours and sightseeing. No rail options in Costa Rica, and not a lot of small ship cruises. That's more for South America. Do some pre and post cruise, and then we also have, of course, travel protection. I think is incredibly important for while your clients are traveling or maybe before cancel for any reason. And something that we always like to mention is that you can add a TA fee up to 15% of the gross. So that's just so you know. Central America. Quickly, we are going to be focused on Costa Rica here, but you will also know that there's a fair amount of other destinations as well. Belize, ever popular, a great introduction as well to Central America. I think both Costa Rica and Belize share that ability. Then we have Guatemala, Honduras, Nicaragua, and then Panama, and then right here we have El Salvador. So just a good quick introduction to Central America, and then we're going to get into what's new in Central America. So Michael, you've worked hard with Lee and her team and local partners such as Mario, and why don't you talk a little bit about all the hard work that you put in to get some new stuff in Central America?
Yeah, we certainly have. It's been a long year in terms of trying to develop some new product out there. Belize and Costa Rica and Nicaragua, there are so many great opportunities for soft adventure. That encompasses so much. Soft adventure is kind of a vague definition, but anything from hiking to kayaking, zip lining, scuba diving, snorkeling, there's so many different things that you can do in Belize, Costa Rica, and Nicaragua. Also, we added on last year El Salvador as an option. It's a great combination. Again, it is for the adventure traveler, absolutely. El Salvador can combine with Guatemala very easily. It's something that we've presented, and hopefully some people will be able to experience the lively culture that exists within El Salvador. And then with Guatemala, all the ruins. Be able to combine this kind of the flower route in Salvador with the natural beauty, along with the markets and ruins of Guatemala. In Nicaragua, we just joined in as about 3 or 4 years ago. We added Nicaragua as a destination, and slowly we've been building up some new product. It's great because the infrastructure there is it's pretty new. But what's wonderful about a new region like that is you can explore, and they're starting to add some new options, one being a Pacaya Lodge, which is just outside of Granada. It's a great opportunity to see colonial Granada and combine it with a lake lodge that is great for adventure seekers as well, soft adventure when you come, including hiking and kayaking around there. And then lastly, we've started to dip into the volunteerism market, which is really authentic travel. It's a unique way to experience. It's a way you can give back, even if it is not the focal point of, let's say, a Habitat for Humanity week-long house build. You're talking about, a day trip in which you can go visit a school, and in this case in Nicaragua at Morgan's Rock. You visit a school, you're like Santa Claus, you just bring some supplies, you have the opportunity to teach a little bit of English, you also have the option to work at a local farm as well. Then Costa Rica, I'm happy to say Mario worked really hard to help us offer everybody a great volunteerism package up in Sarapiqui. He's going to talk about that a little bit more. I'm really excited that we're starting to develop some of this unique travel experiences, because as you go abroad, especially in Central America, you want to meet the local people, you want to experience the local culture. That is the best, most memorable way to travel. Now, we have a map here of Costa Rica. Very large country, very diverse, biodiverse, and also regionally diverse in terms of, the volcanoes that are offered. Both the Pacific and the Caribbean side have very unique cultures. In general, a lot of people assume Costa Rica is pretty much San Jose, Arenal, Guanacaste. You add in the Caribbean, a Tortuguero, maybe a little Jaco, and Monteverde, and Manuel Antonio. But there's so much more to offer in such a vast country, and we want to talk a little bit more about that today. Some of these logistically complex connections. What's great about Costa Rica is, it's beautiful infrastructure, but you have to know how to get around from place to place, and that's what we're good at. And that's what we make your job easier by simplifying these complex itineraries. Mario's going to talk more about that, but most of the time, here we got San Jose, our capital. You're flying in there the majority of the time, but there are also nonstop flights, international flights into Liberia. So both ways, you can connect them easily, fly into one, fly out of the other. That's a good option as well. We're going to talk about the new lodge that we're offering up in Selva Verde, which is up just north of San Jose, Sarapiqui. And then also, we're going to give you some options about our normal, more traveled itineraries in which we've been including these great promos. We can get up to 15 or even more, 15% off on some of these packages. It's a great way to combine your more traveled destinations as well. So we want to mix it up a little bit more. I want to introduce you to Mario. Whenever you want to jump on in here, Mario, you can start talking about, wonderful Pura Vida Costa Rica.
Oh, well, thank you, Michael, for this beautiful introduction of Costa Rica. Yes, I just want to add to what Michael said about the country. Costa Rica is a very small country, but you need to know how to arrange your itinerary and for your clients. I just want to mention also that the new destination, one of the new destinations that we are developing, which is Sarapiqui, is located here near the town of Guapiles. I mean, it's a rainforest, and we're going to talk later about that. Also, we have created some new itineraries for you off the beaten path on the area of San Gerardo de Dota, which is located on the south part of San Jose, and continue all the way down to Dominical, which is right here on the red spot, and then end the trip in Manuel Antonio. That will be one of the packages that we have set for you for this new year in the case of Costa Rica. Okay, let's see. Well, today we're going to cover about how to sell Costa Rica, which is very important, because as Michael said and Jeffrey, Costa Rica is not so easy to arrange the itinerary. Avanti does have the expertise, and I want to let you know that most of the many of the sales agents that Avanti has have been in Costa Rica, and they know how to arrange and what kind of hotel recommend, where to stay depending on the needs of your clients. So, I mean, be assured that when you talk to an Avanti reservation agent, They know how to sell the country properly and not losing time traveling through the whole country, going from one place to the other, when you have to do it in a way that would take more time for you to travel. We also have arranged, well, special packages. We're going to talk about summer family travel and the packages that Michael just mentioned about Costa Rica in combination with Nicaragua and Panama. But we do also have those new destinations such as the Lost River and the Volunteer in the area of Sarapiquí. Okay, well,
we got to go back from there. We go.
Okay,
explore lesser-known treasures.
Okay, yes. Okay, this is one of the first new packages that we have built for you. It's really for people who love nature a lot. Normally you arrive into San Jose, spend one night, and then on the next day we transfer you in a combination by air and ground transfer all the way to Corcovado. Corcovado is located in the southern part of the national park of the country. I'm sorry, of Costa Rica, on the peninsula of Corcovado. It's really a rainforest national park. You can do some exploring with the rainforest and also visit the island of Caño Island, which has an old Indian cemetery over there, and do some diving if you want to. It is recommended for nature lovers and people who really want to experience, the rainforest. But in addition to that, you may, after you stay in Corcovado for a minimum of 3 nights, and I say minimum 3 nights because you may stay 2 nights, but to be sincere, it takes half a day to go in and out of this destination. So at the end, if you stay 2 nights, you only have 1 day there. It's not worth to go for 2 nights. Minimum 3 nights or 4 if you want. But after Corcovado, if you may want to go to well-known destinations such as Manuel Antonio National Park, which is one of the nicest destinations that we have in the Central Pacific, where you can do a lot of soft adventures such as do canopy tours, hikings, horseback riding, even rafting tours in the area. So you may come stay at least 3 nights, and then after the 3 nights in Manuel Antonio, you may come back to San Jose and make the connection directly with your international flight to back to the United States. I would like to remind you that in order to fly to Costa Rica, we only have flights from Miami, Atlanta, Houston. It's only 4 to 3 hours flight from those destinations to San Jose, so it's very easy to get back the same day all the way to Costa Rica and back to the United States. This is one of the packages that we love. I mean, not many people do take this package. It's beautiful. It's for people, even family may do this package and enjoy themselves. You may recommend this to families or nature lovers, people who love nature lover. Okay.
Yeah.
We also have another package. This is, let's say, brand new package. It's Discover the Southern Pacific. This is made in a different way. We're planning this package in a way that your clients may arrive around noon, and we'll transfer them straight into the area of San Gerardo de Dota, where we work with the Trogon Lodge. San Gerardo de Dota is a cloud forest. I would like to remind you that in Costa Rica, we only have like 2 cloud forests well-known destinations. That is Monteverde, and this is the other one in San Gerardo de Dota. We really recommend to stay there at least tonight because there are very high chances to look at the quetzal, the bird watching, look at the trogon, do some activities, horseback riding, do some hiking. It's very nice. It's very cool to be there, and what we're planning is to have your clients arriving between 12 and 2 o'clock in the afternoon, transferred there, and then the next day you will have the facility to do a tour for the search of the quetzal, one of the beautiful birds that we have in Central America. and of course the Trogon or do her canopy tour. After you visit the cloud forest, we may transfer you by ground all the way to Dominical, where from Dominical you are close to the national park again of Corcovado. So we are offering you the possibility to stay there for 2 nights, and if you don't want to stay too long in Corcovado, we will do a 1-day tour to this national park where you will experience a combination of the rainforest and going through a river and getting to the national park. There is the possibility that you may see some dolphins too. No, it's a very nice tour, visiting the national park of Corcovado, because you have all these facilities and these possibilities to experience the national park. At the end, after Dominical, we'll go back to Manuel Antonio, and as I mentioned before, in Manuel Antonio there are plenty of activities of adventure for families, couples, honeymooners, and we're including, of course, in this package a tour to Isla Damas to experience the mangrove and by boat. However, there is the possibility, of course, to add extra tours such as canopy tours, horseback riding, rafting tours. It's up to you whether you want to recommend your clients what to do or what not to do. Finally, getting back again to San Jose by air and make the connection with your international flights. So as you can see, there is no need to stay in San Jose if your clients don't want to be there. And we're going to, let's say that in this type of, in this package, we're taking you straight into the action, if we can say it that way. That is, experience the cloud forest and the rainforest. Very nice. It's something that normally people don't do, something totally different, and it's not among the traditional package that you can sell in Costa Rica. We also, see, we can move on.
I think it's important to mention quickly, Mario, that
yes,
when we're speaking of packages, these are products that Michael and Mario have put together, but these can be combined in really in a lot of different ways. As long as it logistically makes sense, these destinations can be combined in different ways with different night stays. So you can also look at them as suggested itineraries. If you're going to do all of these things, this is the minimum of what we would recommend.
Yes, and in fact, of course, you may add extra nights if you feel that your clients want to stay more nights. For example, in the case of Dominical, we have 2 nights. Well, if you want to add an extra night, no problem. Same thing to Manuel Antonio, or even if you want to continue to another traditional destination such as Arenal, which is not here in the package, well, it can be arranged if necessary, or your client wish to visit any other destination besides the ones that are on these packages. Okay. Okay. Now we do have we just want to remind you very quickly about some traditional packages that we had for many years, such as the Rainforest Volcano Beach, which is 1 night in San Jose. We take you into the National Park of Tortuguero for 2 nights. Remember that Tortuguero is a rainforest, and between June and, let's say, September, the turtles arrive, and your client may go and take a look of the turtles. And then, of course, we transfer you from Tortuguero to Arenal. Arenal is, as you all already know, it's a well-known destination for surf adventures, has a lot of activities to do, especially for families and honeymoon couples and so on. We just have 2 nights there, but you can stay there even for 4 nights if you want it. And then the idea with the Rainforest Volcano Beach is to end up on the North Pacific at the Guanacaste area, where you have different type of hotels, all-inclusive, non-inclusive, and it's the dry forest. And of course, it is a nice closing for your clients after visiting and doing all kinds of activities in Tortuguero and Arenal. We suggested 3 nights, but I mean, it could be maybe 4 or 5 nights as you wish. Extra nights can be added. And we also have some tours to be done there in case that your clients wants to do more. And I would like to remind you that on this package, you know, when you go out, you don't have to come back to San Jose. You get out from Liberia Airport, which is located like an hour distance from the most important hotels in the area. You may fly back to the United States from Liberia. And of course, you know, the package, the Ultimate Costa Rica, basically has the same destination, but we are adding on this package the destination of Monteverde, which is a cloud forest, you know. In Monteverde, again, there's hiking tours, horseback riding, ATV tours, hanging bridges, and many other cultural tours that can be arranged in the area of Monteverde. And after Monteverde, you may go again to Guanacaste. Also, it is not mentioned there, but also there is the possibility that if you don't want your clients to end up with the trip in Guanacaste, we may switch those 3 nights to go to Jaco or to Manuel Antonio to do the beach destination over there. It can be modified that way without any problem. Those are, let's say, traditional packages that we have for many years, but again, I want to emphasize that you may add extra nights. I mean, it's not that you have to stay only 2 nights and a night. You may add 4 nights. In Monteverde, if you want, you can add an extra night, and at the beach, you may add 3 or 4 nights. And then also, Michael, I think we do have some special discounts in those packages. That's correct.
Absolutely. So you made a good point, both you and Jeffrey, talking about the ability to FIT these packages completely. Now, we get to that 50% off even more for a variety of different reasons. Mostly has to do with all these hotel promotions going on. So, you know, besides Christmas and Easter, throughout the season, whether it is shoulder season or even high season, just not the peak season time, there are a lot of free night specials. There are a lot of 20%, 15% off specials, and what we've done is combine those destinations. Now, if you want to add a few nights or even remove a few nights, it could still work out for you where you can receive those discounted rates, even if you're combining different suggested itineraries. Really what it is you know, some promos that we have included based on particular hotels, and then some reduction of cost that we've done in-house as well, just to entice the traveler a little bit more at this point. You know, Costa Rica is a very well-developed market, and so with those key regions, you know, we want to provide, you know, these discounted rates to bring everybody in, call us, and make it a little bit simpler for you to connect these places at a reduced rate, so the travelers aren't trying to do that direct. We want to compete with that as well. So, Mario, thank you very much for talking a little bit about some of these packages that we have, but again, make it clear where we can FIT it all. Go ahead and discuss a little bit about our summer family travel.
Okay. Well, for families, I would like to remind you that Costa Rica is a really great destination. Starting with Arenal, as I was mentioned before, we do have a lot of activities to offer to families. You know, we have hanging bridges, hiking tours. We may do kayak, even rafting tours for families. I would like to remind you that in the case of Arenal, we offer a rafting tour to the Sarapiquí River, where kids up to for kids who are 7 years old and up may do the rafting tour with their parents. So it's safe, it's not dangerous at all, and they can share as a family with grandparents too. We do have horseback riding. We do have thermal waters and so on. And even if you don't have, if you have a family who loves to take a lot of risks, well, there is the canoeing tour, I'm sorry, which can be sold to families who are willing to do really hard venture in the area. But not only Arenal, also we do have in Monteverde the same type of activity, hanging bridges, hiking tours, horseback riding to ATVs, and which you can offer to your client. It's a really great combination to do Arenal with Monteverde. And of course, again, ending your vacation with your families, with the family at the beach. You know, at the beach we do offer, we do have the possibility to offer condos, to offer villas Villas such as what? Well, for example, the Hotel Cala Luna, or we do have Bahia Pesbella, and so on. So there, or even Reserva Quinchal, where you can, your family may stay all together in a villa, very nice. No need to have to book two rooms if you don't want to, and so on. I would like to recommend that if you're planning to, if you have clients who are willing to travel during the summer in the United States, I think it is time for you to start making reservation right now. I would like to remind you that July and August are very kind of busy months around here, especially because not only the American markets coming to Costa Rica, but there is also the Europeans who come down during those months. So it would be nice for you to recommend your clients to go ahead and make reservation right now. Again, you know, it is easy to, thinking on the arrival from the United States, that you fly from any of the destinations, Houston, Atlanta, Dallas, or Miami, to arrive at noon, and we can transfer them straight into the next destination, such as Arenal or Monteverde, without any problem, and no need to stay in San Jose if they don't want to, or even we can transfer them to Manuel Antonio. Okay, but I mean, please think on the families for this coming Sunday. So that's why it's very important to book early, you know, as soon as possible. And when I mean traveling, booking early, also I mean, you know, to be prepared for Thanksgiving and Christmas. I think that it's very important for you to know that, I mean, even though, I mean, Christmas just passed a couple of days, couple of weeks ago, some people are already making reservation for Christmas, and normally, you know, Christmas gets full by the end of February, March. So it will be wise for you to recommend your clients who are planning to make a holiday trip on Christmas or Thanksgiving, you know, to go ahead and book early right now and create your itinerary, because at this moment we're able to get some availabilities at all destinations. As the year goes by, you know, availability becomes a little bit hard to find space, to choose the dates, and so on. So book early, because I think that will help your clients to get the confirmation for your vacation.
Yeah.
Of course, again,
Mario?
you know, try. Yes, sorry.
No, it's fine. I just want to point out that I just heard you say March. So by March, middle of March, we're starting to have some difficulties already. Would you concur, Lee?
Yes, agree on that. Agree on that. I mean, as the month goes by, you know, the availability during Christmas it gets tougher. Let's say that way. Even though, I mean, we're trying to get space, but you know, people, and I guess, you know, that is because some of the families do start to make reservation for Christmas 2017, because many people do have, you know, those mileage program with the U.S. carriers, and they need to get the air very quickly before making the reservation for land. So I guess that's why it gets so fast. You know, so that's why I recommend that no later than that. Don't wait so long in order to book early for those holidays that you have in the United States.
Yeah. And then you mentioned the Cala Luna here earlier as you were talking, great for families. So I just want to include that picture. It's easy to, you know, it's a good kind of fly and drive program, like out of Liberia as well, for families.
Right. Yeah, they may arrive into Liberia Airport, and as I mentioned, Cala Luna could be one of the options. We also have, you know, Reserva Conchal, Bahia Pesbella, you know, in the case of condos or homes, whatever it is for the client. But I mean, that doesn't rule out, you know, the fact that some families do want to stay in a traditional hotel and, you know, have two rooms, and you know, one for the parents and the other for the kids, without any problem.
That would be the way I'd want to go.
Okay. Here we have.
Go ahead, Jeffrey.
Oh, I was just, you know, not to cut off Mario. I keep on feeling like I'm doing that. So, you know, I think this is you know, one of the naturals, Costa Rica and Nicaragua, and I think, you know, Mario may be talking a bit about, you know, getting, you know, the travel agent's clients around in Costa Rica, and then maybe talk a little bit about the border crossing or different ways that they can fly, and then you guys can talk about Nicaragua too.
Yeah, I mean it is one of those more natural borders now, and it's becoming a more popular combination. It is a way. Nicaragua, people are compare it to what Costa Rica used to be like, years before, a little bit less discovered. Costa Rica has so much infrastructure now, and they've developed tourism in such an impressive and sustainable way. And Nicaragua is a little bit different. So you can see the contrasting cultures, but both have natural wonders as well. Mario's going to talk about what's great is we have a new flight. One of the issues we had previously was, concerns with the border crossing that, wasn't too simple. Now we have some options where we can fly both from San Jose and Liberia up to Costa Esmeralda, which is pretty close to Rivas, and you can combine the two countries very simply. We can also do that ground transfer as well. We just need clients to be aware that that border crossing can be a little bit delayed and a little bit complicated. Mario, you want to go ahead and jump in and talk a little bit about...
Yeah, no, I agree on what you said. I just want to add that I feel that now that we have those flights from San Jose, or it says San Jose there, but also the flights is available from Liberia to Costa Esmeralda, which is very important. So your clients doesn't have to go, not necessarily have to go by ground to Nicaragua. The thing is that going by ground to Nicaragua, crossing the border, means that it takes sometimes it takes about 2 or 3 hours to go through the Costa Rican and the Nicaraguan immigration and customs. So I think the best bet that you can do in case of connecting Costa Rica and Nicaragua is to fly to Costa Esmeralda, and then I understand from Costa Esmeralda your clients will be taken to San Juan del Sur, which has very nice properties. Is that correct, Michael?
Yeah, absolutely. So there are a few options. One being near Costa Esmeralda is within Rivas is a property called Macul. Now Mukul is really now known as one of the most luxury properties in all of Central America, comparatively something like in Arenal, the Nayara, which is always on the top of best boutique properties in the world. And Macul is a unique lodge. It's very modern, built just a few years ago. We had a whole group of our sales team go visit, and they were stunned. They were absolutely coming back in awe of how beautiful that property was.
Great property.
Now, that is one of the best combinations, but there are some options in San Juan del Sur, which is about a 45-minute to an hour drive from where the Costa Esmeralda airport is. We have Pelican's Eyes, and we have Morgan's Rock. Morgan's Rock is also a very wonderful hacienda kind of eco lodge. There's no AC there, but it is also a very authentic kind of cabin built close to the water. You got to be able to walk around. I can speak. My parents stayed there a few years back, and they were so impressed with what it was like, and not just the property and the actual material that were used, but the sustainability around it, the cultural sustainability as well. That is where we also have an option for volunteerism, where Morgan's Rock and their ownership group is connected with a variety of different schools in the area, and you can go provide some supplies for them and teach them English. There's also, farm-to-table organic meals. Really nice chef out there as well. Lee wanted to jump in real quick. Go ahead.
I wanted to say that this combination of Costa Rica and Nicaragua is only one of many possibilities. I would also recommend a combination of some Guanacaste Beach property in Costa Rica, and then a couple of nights in the San Juan del Sur area. But absolutely, I would recommend stopping in Granada, the colonial city of Granada, before leaving Nicaragua. So there are other possibilities as well, but it's an outstanding combination of the two countries. So I would, highly recommend Costa Rica and Nicaragua together.
And there's really nothing in Costa Rica that's similar to Granada, as Lee points out. So, on your way either in or out, that's a great addition as well. So, this is one of many. Again, Jeffrey pointed out these are recommended vacation packages, but they are all FIT'd, so you can pick and choose what you want. They're just some suggestions.
Yep. And I should note, having taken the border crossing between Costa Rica and Nicaragua, it's not that bad, especially when you have our local partners such as Mario and his team, and then the folks in Nicaragua. Your clients have to carry their bags, so they need to be in good shape and comfortable. But it's pretty easy peasy. They can take a while sometimes. The lines can be long, but it's doable for the semi-adventurous. I would say it's really not that big of a deal.
Yeah, really one of the, border crossings in general, when you have, when they don't allow a single driver to go all the way across, where they have to kind of hand you off as the passenger from one vehicle to another vehicle, can be a little complicated, but we have very good suppliers there like Mario that do that connection. I just did it in between Chile and Argentina not very long ago, and it's the same thing as well. You have to carry your bag a little bit, you have to go through a little bit of customs area, but no, it's not anything that is dangerous. It's just a little bit of a delay. So anybody, we have plenty of people who are staying up in the Dreams and up in northern Costa Rica who go do day trips up there, up to Nicaragua. So people do it all the time. It's just great that we have the option with the flight, and so we really wanted to highlight it. I see we've moved on to connecting Costa Rica with Panama as well. Another very popular connection we've been doing for years. Mario knows a lot about it. I think he's done it a few times as well. Go ahead, Mario. Why don't you talk a little bit about it?
And this, will you also offer this combination of Costa Rica, Panama, which is very nice also, because if you notice, in the case of Costa Rica, we're visiting, the rainforest in Tortuguero. Again, in Arenal, we have this adventure destination, and the idea is to bring you back to San Jose and make a connection straight with a flight from San Jose to Bocas del Toro with Panama. Bocas del Toro will become, let's say, the beach destination where your clients may enjoy themselves and do some local tours and so on, and then fly, I guess, into Panama City, where your client may have the possibility to visit the Panama Canal among other attractions in the area. It's a very nice combination because you have all kind of attraction on these packages. You can do it not only the way it is from Costa Rica to Panama, but also it can be done the way around. So I think it works both ways and it's very nice. But I think that doing this way will make more sense in order to enjoy this package. Perhaps Michael, you can tell us, or Lee, what can you do in Bocas del Toro in Panama?
Yeah, really, Bocas del Toro is so different than anywhere on the beach in Costa Rica because it's this unique archipelago with a beautiful reef outside. So there's all these different islands that are really just day trip beach destination islands that you go to, and you can snorkel off the boat from there. There's a variety of these little over-the-top kind of pier properties as well, where you're right above the water, and those kind of stays are really magical experiences. Lee, you've been to Bocas. What do you have to say?
Well, the town itself is on the water, but it doesn't have beaches, so you do go out in a boat to really beautiful islands that have white sand and blue water and palm trees, just very idyllic. But aside from the hotels that we have in town, we also have the Punta Caracol, which is over the water that Michael just mentioned. We have Popa Paradise, which is all-inclusive. So we do have a variety of hotels. But the town itself is not a beach. It's on the water and has lots of charm, but not a beach itself. But Bocas is a great destination.
Yeah, the Caribbean in general, just that island feel. The locals out on the Caribbean islands are really always friendly, and the food is spectacular as well throughout. Even if you go up further north towards Belize, the island as well, just that there's a lot of African influence out there as well, which is a great cultural, unique influence that adds to some of the flavors that they have with their food and just kind of the lively population there. After Boca, as we talk a little bit about Panama City, it's a good way to come in through Costa Rica and out through Panama. As Mario said, you could do it vice versa as well. Panama City is obviously known specifically for the canal, especially for Americans, and I don't think we've sent any American to Panama without having them do at least the partial transit on the canal. It's just it's a historical experience to go through. But beyond just the canal in Panama City, there really is, again, it's similar. People compare Panama City a lot to Miami, the kind of nightlife that they have, the kind of Michelin star rated restaurants that they have as well. And most of the properties in general are pretty large, these kind of tall 200 to 300 room, but very nice, like a 5-star property, 4 to 5-star property in Panama is pretty similar to what you were going to find in Miami as well.
All right, good.
All right.
Okay, let's
All
go
right,
now.
so a special new destination, Rio Querido.
Yeah, we do have, now we're introducing, since last year, we're introducing a new destination in Costa Rica. It's called Lost River. Lost River, it's a hotel located in a dry forest in the area of Guanacaste. Basically, it's better to arrive to this location, to this place, through the Liberia airport. It's only 1 hour and a half from Liberia to Rio Perdido, and there you can enjoy doing some kind of activities such as whitewater tubing on the river, because obviously it has a river passing next to the hotel. You can do some canoe adventures, some hiking tours, or just relax and enjoy the beauty of the dry forest in the area of Guanacaste. This is like a basic package that we built that can be combined also, well, if you want it with the beach destination, the North Pacific of Guanacaste, or also you may have the possibility to make combination with other destinations such as Rio Celeste, which is a transitional rainforest, cloud forest, located only 1 hour distance from Lost River, or if you prefer, you may go also to Arenal and do all the activities that are offered in that area, the Arenal volcano. The idea is that on this package is for people who wants to go in and out of Liberia Airport. It can be done. You may arrive into San Jose, but obviously from San Jose to Lost River, it may take about 4 hours to get there. So basically, let's say that this destination is more for people arriving and departing from Liberia Airport, okay?
That's why it would be a great combination. Sorry, Mario, just talking a little bit about combining it with Guanacaste. It just makes a whole lot of sense if you stay out on the Pacific side, flying in and out of Liberia, and then doing a few nights out in the Lost River, and then ending at your beach stay for 4 or 5 nights, whether it's all-inclusive, somewhere like the Westin, or out in the town of Tamarindo.
Good, yeah, that's true, that's true. Okay, let's move a little bit. Oops.
We're good.
Okay.
Volunteering. Yeah. Don't worry, Mario.
I got it. Sorry, thank you.
It's all right.
Yes, all right, yeah. This is the new package that we have introduced for this year. It's a package, the volunteer, we plan to do this this program on the town of Sarapiquí. Sarapiquí is located, let's say, about 2 hours distance from San Jose Airport. So basically, the idea is that your clients arrive again on the noon flights, let's say between 12 and 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We transfer them straight into Selva Verde Lodge. Selva Verde Lodge also has a rainforest, surrounding the hotel, and the client will spend 3 nights there. The next day after their arrival, we are planning for them to do some volunteering, similar to the one that Michael explained in Nicaragua, going to the Conservation Learning Center. What kind of volunteering they will be doing? Well, most likely your clients will be taken to give English classes or to do some bring for some reforestation services in the area of Sarapiquí. Also, then you go to the school again to help some teachers with English classes and so on. So that's one day volunteering. And then after that, we also are offering, at Pozo Azul, the possibility for your clients to do two kinds of activities such as, well, canopy, river rafting, river floating, rappelling, and so on. It's very nice because Pozo Azul is only located maybe 45 minutes at the most from the Hotel Silva Verde. And after those 3 nights, you may come back to San Jose and continue or go to Jaco, or my best suggestion is to go to Arenal, which is only located like an hour and 45 minutes from Sarapiquí. I would like to remind you that Selva Verde has some hiking trails where you can do on your own. You can do some hiking tours on your own. Also, there is a river that passes close to the lodge. Very nice setting, very nice atmosphere, and definitely is something new that that normally people don't go and visit this destination. So I think that we have this volunteering program for 3 nights, and you will combine this program with other destinations such as mentioned, Arenal, or even El Silencio, or Villa Blanca in the area of San Ramon. So basically, I would like to say that we are here to help you to make your client reservation easy to book. I'd like to remind you that most of the agents from Avanti destination have been in Costa Rica, and they know how to book and make the correct reservations in the correct order, we can say it that way. And of course, I shouldn't say this, but it's true. Avanti has a really nice people working there, very well trained to sell not only Costa Rica, but all other destinations that we have spoken today. And of course, you have our support here in Costa Rica. I mean, when your clients arrive here, it's not only the support that Avanti had gave you back in the U.S., but we provide the people with itineraries, with vouchers. We do have a 24-hour emergency number, so your clients can contact us anytime if any issue arises. So you can trust Avanti and us here that your client will be kept in good conditions while traveling in Costa Rica. I don't know, Michael, if you want. Go ahead, Michael.
Yeah, thanks, Mario. I just wanted to mention as well that our goal and our responsibility is to, as you, our travel agent customer, is to provide that same added value that you provide to your clients. We want to simplify things as much as possible for you. Our job is to make it so it's a seamless vacation for the end consumer, but also at the same time provide competitive pricing as well. What we try to do within this webinar is emphasize those things. We're working in Costa Rica, which is a market where people can travel to easily. People are comfortable going to, so you need to add value. Why is the consumer going to you? We want to make your life easy. You come to us so that we can provide very simple documentation, so we can also provide very easy transitions from place to place logistically, because it's travelers doing it on their own. They can get caught up. They don't know the ins and outs of when you can fly into San Jose and still transfer out to Arenal. We also want to provide the option for car rental where they're kind of doing it on their own, but we have somebody, a safety net that they can fall back on when they're using us. We want to add that value for you guys. So, that's what we're here for. Let us know if there's anything that we can do to help you make those connections simpler. We want to, not waste any time spending extra nights in places where you don't want to be. We also have customers who want to do everything in 3 or 4 days, and we're going to be transparent and honest. Say, you know what? we could book this for you, but we're not going to, because you're not going to enjoy the trip. Lee is definitely a master of, trying to tell everybody that is not the proper way to see this country because it's just too much in a short period of time. Sometimes you need an extra night here to really gain the full experience. And that's what we want to do for you. We want to provide that. Lee and her team, everybody on the floor here, most everybody has been to Costa Rica. Those who haven't have been trained extensively on how to make that trip, the trip of a lifetime, easy and seamless. Go ahead, Lee.
I'd like to say that we've been working with Panorama Tours for, I think, 26 years now, and they've done an amazing job for us. And they're our family, our extended family in Costa Rica, and they take great care of all your clients.
That's an understatement.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. When it comes to customer care, there's nobody better.
Thank you, thank you.
All right, so we got some questions here. We were talking a little bit about the cloud forest in Monteverde, but you were also mentioning a couple of other cloud forests, Mario.
That is correct. In fact, one of the packages, the one that with Trogon Lodge, that is a cloud forest. And that's why, it's an alternate destination to visit the cloud forest in Costa Rica. And let me tell you something, to be sincere with all of you who are hearing us, in the case of the San Gerardo de Dota, there are more chances. The chances to see, for example, the Quetzal are higher than in Monteverde, because at San Gerardo de Dota, the Quetzal are, let's say, year-round. In the case of Monteverde, not necessarily. The bird is you can see it all through the year. And also, it's a destination where you don't get a lot of people as in Monteverde. So that's one of the advantages in the case of San Gerardo de Dota and Trogon Lodge.
We've got a couple of questions that are kind of very similar. We are an independent or FIT tour operator, independent travel, and we do have, we provide a lot of different options, a lot of different ways for your clients to get around Costa Rica, whether it be a private driver guide, some shared transfers, or a fly and drive where they're driving around on their own. These are all things that we can provide and provide very well. I think Michael mentioned earlier that one of the keys is that you've got somebody on the ground that your clients can rely on when things go a little haywire, and sometimes they do, and that's what we're able to provide.
And it's one thing to really mention here. Sorry, Jeffrey, stepping in. Just because you mentioned the transfers, I can't understate the quality of the drivers that we have locally. It is not just a transfer in silence for 4 hours. You might see a howler monkey out the side of the road, and these guys have eagle eyes, and they'll stop and they'll let you take pictures, and they'll talk to you about the different kinds of monkeys and the different birds that you'll see. Even when it's not supposed to be a guided experience, it's just a transfer, it oftentimes feels like you make a friend on that trip, and you get to stop and take photos with them. It's impressive how often passengers come back and fill out the forms of how their experience was and say, "Oh, Stephen was incredible." Our local drivers and our guides are top of the line. Congratulations, Mario, on that. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. No, and I just want to add that Michael is right. Some of our drivers, not all of them, but some of our drivers are not only drivers, they are guides, certified guides. That's why, when you go, for example, from San Jose to Arenal, and then you see a monkey white face or a bird this, so they make a stop on a private transfer, so client may take a picture and enjoy, nature, because they are guides and they know where to see and where to look for to find the bird or the animal, the three-toed sloth, whatever that you see on route to your final destination. Okay?
Hey, this is a good question. It's kind of like I'm going to do a little bit of a combo here, but we talked about mountains and having to go around and zigzag around around Costa Rica to get from point A to point B, but we're not talking about very high altitudes, correct?
That's correct. I mean, we're talking in San Jose, and forgive me, but I'm going to give we are 1,600 meters. That will be what, maybe 2,200 feet above the sea level. So, I mean, it's not so high. I mean, the thing is, the tricky thing with Costa Rica, again, is that we're a small country, but as you cannot drive faster than 30 miles an hour, 25 miles an hour, so a distance that may be maybe to 300 kilometers, and you may say, well, I can do that in 2 hours or 3 hours. Here, it may take 4 hours because, I mean, you cannot drive faster than 30 miles an hour. So it's not a matter of distance, it's a matter of timing. But, I mean, of course, depending on the destination, such as Arenal, where there's a lot of curves and you go through the mountains, you have to drive slowly, of course. It's not a race that we're doing from San Jose Airport to Arenal. That is why it takes, let's say that generally speaking, it takes like 3 to 4 hours to get from one destination to the other. That's the best thing that you can do to tell your clients is that it takes 3 to 4 hours to go from one place to the other. That's an average time.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. So what's the peak season for Costa Rica?
Okay, let's say
travel season.
Big travel season. Well, right now we're in high season. It's starting, let's say mid-December, and it goes until the end of April. That includes also, Easter, which this year will be from the 9th to the 16th. And then let's say we do have peak season also for Christmas, which is very normal and so on. We do have also like, it's not a peak, but let's say a kind of high season on the month of July. And it's understandable because it's the summer in the United States, kids are out of school, so many families come down to Costa Rica during July and the first half of August. But then the rest of the year is low season, or as we love to call it, the rain season, let's say that way.
Yeah,
let's say
but
from May. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, when you say rainy season, it's not like Oregon where it
Oh yeah, I'm going to clarify that. When I mean rain season here in Costa Rica, it means that during the morning it's sunny, get hot, depending where you are in San Jose or the beach or in Arenal or in Tortuguero, it may get wet and humid, I'm sorry. It may get humid and normally start to rain after 1 o'clock in the afternoon. It may rain for 1-2 hours and then it stops. That's what it means. But on the other hand, this is a personal opinion, traveling during the rain season is the best time. You're coming to Costa Rica to enjoy nature among other things, and not only adventure, but nature. And if you're coming to visit the rainforest, as the name says, it's a rainforest. That means it rains. Getting wet, it's nice. I remember, I don't know if you did that back when you were a child back in the U.S., but here in Costa Rica, when I was a child, I loved to go out and get wet. And of course, my mother got really upset because I got wet and sick and so on. But that's kind of, of enjoying the rain and the nature and the forest and so on. So basically, if you ask me when will be the best time to travel to Costa Rica, I would say during the rain season. That is from May to December.
Yeah.
Right now, of course, we have summer and it's not raining. And you say, oh, great, I don't have rain. But, I mean, the greenery of the country, in my opinion, is much better during the rain season.
So I got some questions as far as connecting Costa Rica with Nicaragua. And you mentioned Cool, which is a great 5-star property, but you also mentioned we have Pelican Eyes, which is in San Juan del Sur, and then Morgan's Rock, which is an eco lodge that kind of self-containing. It's outside of San Juan del Sur, probably like half hour thereabouts, which is an eco lodge. Just answering some of the questions that some folks had with regard to connecting Costa Rica with Nicaragua. So how long does it take to get from, say, that small airport that's in the southern part of Nicaragua to, say, San Juan del Sur? It's not really that far, is it?
No, it's about a 50-minute drive, 50 minutes to an hour.
Okay.
So
That's
not too far from Costa Esmeralda to get down to San Juan del Sur.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're probably talking about from, if their clients were in Guanacaste, going from Guanacaste to Liberia, getting that flight, you're still talking like, 3 hours, right?
Yeah, I mean a little bit more than
4
that.
hours.
Probably about 4 hours.
Yeah.
Just considering, you are catching a flight, so you'd be
Yeah.
there a little bit early, and security is not so tough to get through. Not exactly TSA in Costa Rica, but you definitely have to get there about an hour before your flight. So fly off. By the time probably door to door, hotel to hotel, you're looking at 4 hours or so.
So they got a lot of folks that I think have some honeymooners. I've got about 4 or 5 questions with regard to honeymooners. What would be maybe some of the properties or some of the combinations that someone might want to do as a honeymooner in Costa Rica?
Well, a lot of the millennial honeymooners, if they're adventurous, you absolutely are not just going to do a beach destination. You want to combine it, in particular with Arenal, and specifically with Arenal Nayara, which is one of the most romantic destinations or properties in not only Central America but beyond as well. The infrastructure there is just incredible. Everything was made out of the material that they have, is locally sourced. Also, some of the plunge pools they have up at the villas above there, they have their own little self-contained bungalows that they could stay at. Also, the major property where their restaurant is as well is very high quality, and there's a lot of privacy on site there as well. So the Nayara being one.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jeffrey.
Like El Silencio outside of San Jose. That'd be a romantic property.
Absolutely.
Macquarie Lodge.
Macquarie Lodge is another one, which is a rafting experience. For the adventure honeymooners out there, you raft in and you raft out. But again, it provides that privacy and that extra level of service that would be great for honeymooners. So Macquarie on the Caribbean side, or close to the Caribbean, about an hour and a half away from San Jose. You have Arenal Nayara. You talked about El Silencio, which is just outside of San Jose as well. Then when you look at the coast in Guanacaste and Manuel Antonio, personally I think Cala Luna would be a great option for honeymooners. I personally don't think that staying in an all-inclusive property, those large all-inclusives for a honeymooner is a perfect combination. Some people will want to do it, and they just want to hang out and drink by the beach all day long, which is perfect for them. My idea of a wonderful honeymoon might be head off to Manuel Antonio and stay at El Parador, which is a great option as well, or Arenas del Mar. So there's a couple of properties that we can offer you, but when you call in, depending on how much time, depending on the time of year and availability, our staff are very knowledgeable about each of the properties and which one would fit best for your clients.
So who's the surfer among us all? We got some surfer questions. Where do people want to go to surf, and do we offer surfing?
I think that in order to do surfing, well, if you're talking about the area of Guanacaste, it should be in Tamarindo. And there, the hotel, the first choice will be the Tamarindo area because it's just beachfront. That's a very, very nice property. I mean, client may stay, as Michael said, also at Cala Luna. But from Cala Luna, if you're a surfer, you have to walk. I mean, you have to go to Tamarindo Beach, which is only maybe half a mile, 1 mile. But I mean, I would recommend to stay at Tamarindo. And if you are a surfer, also there is another beach called Avellanas. It's located about 45 minutes from Tamarindo. It's located next to the GW Marriott South. Yes, South. GW Marriott. It's called Avellanas. You may have a car in order to take your surfboard. That could be another possibility. But also, in the area of Guanacaste, we have the hotels, the town of Nosara. And maybe I'm going to take advantage of the new product, which is called the Hotel Nambu, located in Samara. I understand that on the beach of Samara, you can do some surf too, if you wanted to, if you want to look for a different destination all right? That's in the area of Guanacaste. In the Central Pacific, the most known destination is Jaco. I would like to remind you that we have the World Championship of Surf 2 years ago in Jaco. And, well, we have a couple of hotels that I can mention right now, like Club del Mar, or if you are looking for something, Club del Mar and Punta Leona. But I think Club del Mar would be the best because it's located next to Jaco Beach. But also there are other hotels nearby, such as Punta Leona, or if you want something more upscale, could be Villa Caletas. But definitely, I would say that Club del Mar would be the best choice to do surf in the case of the Central Pacific. Then the other area where you can do some surfing is on the Caribbean side, in Puerto Viejo. That could be another destination. However, I'm not a surfer, I should say, but I understand that I want to clarify that what I have heard from other surfers, that in the Caribbean, it is possible to do some surf, but it's not the waves are not as good as you can find it on the Pacific side. But on the Caribbean, Puerto Viejo, it could be staying in Shawanda or Cariblu hotels over there. Those are, let's say, the 3 main destinations for surfing in Costa Rica.
Great. Hey, so we're getting close to, we're actually over by 7 minutes. But I just wanted, there's one other question, that lodge that you wrapped into and out of that we thought would be a fantastic place for a romance or honeymoon vacation is Pequari Lodge. But of course, as with all your questions, they're wonderful, and there's a few that we weren't able to answer today, more so for time reasons, and we'll take care of that offline. However, all of these questions can be answered by our folks in the reservations. I will note that for those of you who may or may not know, Portland is under some pretty serious inclement weather is what we're calling it, but we had about a foot of snow here in Portland, and we're just not used to that. That was last week, and we're expecting some pretty bad weather here this afternoon as well. So a little bit of patience is always greatly appreciated, but we'll be back in action here tomorrow when it's supposed to warm up and be a balmy 50 degrees. Anyway, thank you all for attending. Hopefully you got some great information. You can always reach out to us at avantidestinations.com via our website. Request@avantidestinations.com is where you can email us either for a new quote or an existing booking if you have any questions. And of course, Lee and her team are available through that general 800 number there, 800-422-5053, 6:30 to 5:30 Monday through Friday. And I'm going to leave it at that, a specific time, I should say. And they're available to help you out if you have any questions or putting all these complex itineraries to Costa Rica that you're going to do right after this webinar. Anyway, thanks a bunch, everybody. Hope you had a good time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.